Do you want to feel like the main character in a Call of Duty game, hosing through waves of bad guys and getting your date with Captain Price? Then go watch a Kicking Mustang video, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to teach you how to be the best goon you can possibly be. I guess henchman is probably a better word. So when you just feel like you are going out there, you're respawning, running up to the first piece of cover, getting shot, respawning all day, just countless times. This is the kit for you, right? We established this after, talking about it and being like, oh, we just feel like we're, the bad guys in an action movie running around just getting shot, And then we ended up making the bad guy kit that we're gonna talk about today, and posting photos and videos and stuff of that on Reddit, where it did blow up, and then we decided to make this video about it. So we're gonna go through and just kind of show you the stuff that we put together for our kits. A lot of our inspiration is like the classic Call of Duties, like Zakhaev's mercs from Modern Warfare, or like the genome soldiers from Metal Gear Solid, or like the Splinter Cell Blacklist guys, like any mercenary. T-sided CSGO characters is very good basis for this. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna break down our thought process for putting this kit together, things that you keep in mind when you're doing it, and some other things. We'll go over weapons and some other little tidbits here and there. So. All right, so we're gonna get started with just kind of showing you what our process is for this. We're gonna actually start at the boots and work our way up. So as far as boots, it's just the easiest thing, right? You're gonna need shoes for your feet to protect you. We recommend some type of like hiking boot, work boot, a combat boot if you can get it, and that's pretty standard, right? Like when we say combat boot, I'm not necessarily saying like go get some Under Armour combat boots like Desert Tan. I mean, like, go to a surplus store and get some, like, old black leather boots that you gotta spit shine, like something like that. That's gonna be more in vein with what we're looking for here. Standard, as for the pants, just green. I think the preference that we've got is, like, green for solid colors, black, tan. Those are all good options. Some of those, like, older surplus camos, some Flecktarn is good. Woodland is very good. I wouldn't say multicam necessarily. Multicam is more of a like NATO camo, so you'll more see that with organized troops and less with bad guys. But Woodland is very popular. You can get that at pretty much any surplus store, or go even wilder than that. Americana Pipe Dream has a ton of options as far as like other like Slavic country camos, like Romanian camo, Greek lizard camo is super cool looking. So anything like that. You're pretty much good. Moving kind of upward to shirt. So now we've got the jacket. This is kind of what we recommend. Obviously, you're going to wear a shirt underneath this. As far as the jacket goes, and this could also be a shirt of its own, like it doesn't have to be a jacket necessarily. What we're looking for is a solid color, either black or like a OD green kind of thing. Again, you could go with some of those surplus camo patterns and whatnot. Something that we like is the high collar. High collar does very good. If you can't get the high collar, the shema, is that what it is a very good option, like the scarf and whatnot. Our thought with that is when you are running through these missions in Call of Duty, gunning down people by the hundreds, you're not seeing them, you're not seeing their skin or anything like that in an effort to dehumanize them, right? So we try to hide as much of the skin as possible so that people don't realize that we're humans, and they just stomp on us a little bit harder, So high collar works to hide the neck. It also protects the neck, Another must is the ski mask, the balaclava, anything like that. Some of them are going to be different. I have one that does not have a mouth hole. Isaac's has a mouth hole. My eyes is just one big hole on mine. Isaac has 2 individual eye holes. So they're all going to be different. Anything like this is good. Shiesties are another like popular thing. That's not necessarily like a wool knit thing, but it is something that would be a good option. Just anything that, again, obscures the face to conceal the fact that you are a human being who deserves any level of respect. You can, honestly, any gloves are good. I mean, we've even seen like mechanics gloves. I would say anything that you could go to Home Depot and buy, or like a hardware store and buy, would be good. We like the fingerless stuff just so that when you're working with some of the finer like detail stuff, you have to like grab a grenade and pull the pin. It's easier to find that without, you know, the tip on the finger and whatnot. So we don't really run helmets. I have a fast helmet that I run with my Milsim loadout, but if you wanted to run a helmet, we would typically go with something like I think it's like the Mitch or something like that, but it's those old school helmets that have the ear flaps that come down. Anything big and bulky and, you know, not tactical looking in the slightest is going to be good. So as you can see, it very much does have a theme, a lot of dark colors, a lot of like mix matched, you know, surplus stuff, different types of camos. You really just want to avoid anything that looks like modern military, modern surplus, or modern like equipment and whatnot. Our big thing is avoiding plate carriers. We are bad guys, right? We don't have armor plates. What is this? What am I? An organized military? So no plate carriers or anything. We're looking for chest rigs. We're looking for waist rigs. We're looking for vests, you know, kind of thing. Not necessarily the SWAT zip up vest, but like something like a bandolier. That like an old like Isaac's got a waist rig here. He's also got like a Vietnam War era bandolier. But yeah, like a waist rig. You know, it's nothing too crazy. This one he runs for his normal just kind of kit, and it runs anything from his SSG 24 sniper to his AKs and all that stuff. So it's a very versatile kit, but it's very low profile. It looks super surplus, looks kind of thrown together. When you're looking at rigs and stuff, and you're building this out, the thing that we look for is a lot of pouches. You want it to look very busy, very pieced together. And the good thing about that is that with this kind of kit, you can make it more functional than fashionable. And to me, that's a little bit better, you know, for gameplay stuff. I can put mag pouches where I need them. You know, I don't necessarily need it to look cool or look a certain way. Everything can be functional, and that plays into the fashion of the kit itself. So, I mean, what you're looking at is the bad guy kit. Obviously, you'll wear your eye pro, your ANSI rated eye pro, and probably some face protection as well, some lower face protection. But other than this is the kit. Again, avoiding, you know, light colors, avoiding modern camos, stuff like that. And you are a bad guy. We can start talking about some of the weapons and stuff next that we tend to run. So the last thing we'll talk about is weapons. We are mostly here for anything that is not an M4. If it's an M4, get it out of my face. I want an AK. I want a G3. I want a G36. I want an MP5. I want a Tech 9 or something like that. You know, I want something that is what we would consider to be an alternative platform. AUGs are a very good option for that. Weird bullpups. If you can get you a solid FAMAS, you're like set, especially if you're going for like the Metal Gear Solid look. As far as sidearms go, it really is up to you. You know, obviously if you're running like a Gucci Glock with a RMR and a nice like muzzle device and a flashlight and everything, that's probably a little bit too tactical. Now a Glock, like a Glock 18 or like a Glock 19 or something like that would be a very good option for, just like a bare bones thing would be a very good option for a sidearm. You could also go with a 1911, something a little crusty looking maybe. A Makarov would be a good one. There was a cheap gas blowback Makarov that e-bike was selling. I don't know if they still are. And then a Deagle. A Deagle is a very good option for it, especially if you're going for that like Counter-Strike T-side kind of look. Deagle is a very good option for a sidearm. Fits the vibe very well. And then it also adds in that kind of goofy feel about everything when you're just like, got this little AK and then a big old Deagle, you know? So stuff to keep in mind when you're looking at picking out weapons. So at the end of the day, we really want to stay away from anything that's like 2000s and up. A lot of the surplus we're getting is very like maybe early 2000s, but definitely 1990s and earlier. We've got some, like, part of my G3 kit is a Vietnam era Bundeswehr rig, which is Flecktarn, and it's the German East Berlin kind of stuff. So a lot of that stuff's going to be 70s and 80s. So a lot of old stuff, old surplus. As long as you're staying away from super Gucci weapons and like NATO kind of themed weapons, then you're going to be good. The other thing I would suggest is customize it, personalize it, right? It is your kit. So the thing to keep in mind is if you were you and you got hired to be a henchman for a bad guy, right? You might have a shirt, a special shirt that you'd want to wear. You might have a charm that you put on your blaster, or like a necklace or something, or like a certain hat or mask or whatever. Obviously with the eye pro and everything, that is a little bit different. But it's good to personalize it, right? You want it to seem authentic and like this is like your stuff. So whatever you have that gives it that little flair of personality is going to be even extra above and beyond whatever you put together. The other important thing for this kit is your mindset when you're running this kit. You're obviously not the main character, right? So maybe you do just run out into the open and play up the bad guy role. It is a mindset that comes along with it. We're being goofy, right? This is Airsoft, so it's okay to be a little bit goofy. You can tactical it out and be the operator, but in the bad guy kit, that's totally fine. It is more so a mindset thing. You want to have a good time. This is fun. It's a fun kit. Play into the bad guy thing, you know. That's the whole point of doing it, is you already feel like this, and now it's just you're role playing it. So as long as you follow these steps, I think you'll find yourself in possession of a very solid bad guy kit that anyone would be proud to run. Zakhaev or Makarov or whoever would be very proud to have you on their team. If you want, we actually do have some other budget loadout videos over here that even go into some of the Modern Warfare stuff again. And so I would absolutely check those out. Check out our podcast, the Port City Podcast, every Friday, as well as on our Patreon. And then that you can find that over here. And yeah, thanks for watching.